All right, welcome back. Let's talk about this. In fact, we've already got the first one up on the board for you. If he does not have insurance, since it is necessary, then he will not get that Acura. Likewise, if he has an Acura, then he will have insurance. The next statement reads, buying insurance is a sufficient condition for driving carefully. So, buying insurance means that he will then drive carefully. Contrapositive, if you know he's driving like a reckless fool, then you know he didn't buy that insurance. It seems a little counterintuitive, but again, the job is not to make it make sense so much as to interpret the ideas correctly, even if the content of the ideas is a little loopy. More to the point, in logic games, the content will be a little loopy. In logical reasoning, it'll be a little bit more sensible, unless, of course, the argument is flawed. So, don't sweat whether it actually seems to make sense in the real world. You're not asked to deal with the real world here. What you're asked to deal with are these statements and how they relate to one another. So let the symbolization do its work, and you will be correct. In this case, if he buys insurance, then he drives carefully. If he's not driving carefully, then he's not buying insurance. With this in mind, if we have the next one reads, if he fails to drive carefully, well, that's simply a negated driving carefully, then he will surely get a ticket. Likewise, you know if he doesn't get that ticket, that he is in fact driving carefully. Next one says, if he earns a raise, then Malik will buy a new Acura. So if he gets the raise, then he buys a new Acura. Of course, if he doesn't buy the Acura, then you know he didn't get the raise. So what connections can we make from all of this? Well, let's be methodical. Let's start with the A's. We know for a fact, and this time, for right now, I'm just going to chain them all out just to kind of make it easier to see. So we know that this A yields an I. Does anything begin with an I? Yes, the next statement down. The next statement says I yields a D. And of course, does a D yield anything? Well, does something begin with a D? No. Of course, we just tackled the A, the I, and the D. We got to look at that R and that T and see if those connect to anything. And sure enough, that R connects to an A.